Halliwax here, back in my basement. We got a Death Saber with us today. This is built off of the DS2 kit that Starkiller and I worked on together. The owner of this actually has one of my Legends, so he knows how it operates and everything. Over time, some new parts have come out and some new photos have surfaced, so I was able to make this a little bit more accurate. This is actually motorized and works with the blade I previously made for him. So let me start at the top and work our way down. I fabricated this nipple setup, which actually on the real prop would be a collar. And this Death Saber has a unique collar because it's much fatter than the blade. That's how you can follow it around in the photos. Is like the V2 blade comes down and is almost flush with the nipple, whereas the Death Saber one is rather fat, it's rather wide. That's how you can follow it. It also has a very small emitter top plate. So I machined the DS2 emitter down to the accurate size of the Death Saber's emitter. I have my own stencil on there. This weathering is all done by hand on the emitter. The wind vane is still the caramel color combination, but new evidence has surfaced, and you can actually see how they applied the paint on the wind vane. So I try and copy that as close as I can to how they did it. There's 3 or 4 different colors in there. You can actually see the overspray on the top of the grenade section. I've machined a groove in the wind vane that's on the aluminum bucks. On the V2, that groove is machined off because they machined and touched up the V2. They did not do that with the Death Saber, so you would still see that little groove there. The clamp is a Roman's prop clamp. The bubble strip is a Wannawanga Bubble strip. The transistors I drill and tap to fit inside the DS2. These are Roman's brand new transistors, and luckily enough they're made in stainless steel, so if I heat them with a torch you can turn them this gold bronze color, which is the color of the transistors on the Motorized Stunt. You can see it in that one photo we have that it's a brownish gold bronze color. I got some machined a washer underneath for this one, and I use Roman's supplied washer for the back one. I don't know if this is accurate or not. This is just a guess. It could have the same exact one underneath here, so I'll supply an extra one just in case. But this is just a guess of what's going on here. I kind of like it like that too. I like the staggered look, so I incorporate that. But I'll supply an extra machine washer in case sometime we find a photo and rule out that they matched. The power switch is actually a Vader power switch, and the plug, this is kind of the closest thing I could find to the plug. It's not the V plug, but the overall shape of it looks the same. But I'm still hunting for the plugs until I find them. This is what I'll be using. I'll use this plug for my Vader motorized stunts as well. The D-ring too, the D-ring I put in there and twisted and bent, so it's in there crooked. So inside is a 12-volt motor setup with a, I actually have 3 bearings in this emitter. Me and Starkiller designed it so it was deep enough for FX, or I could machine a spacer in there and put a bearing on top. But actually I put 3 bearings in here to give it more weight, and I like the idea of the bearing setup rather than the machine bushing in there, so it stops it from binding. And I'm going to throw a blade on there. Well, first I'll show you the power wire that I had to change over for him. So this is the power wire setup that he just plugs his battery pack into. And this only goes on one way. There's a little key in here that, my eyes are terrible. Clips in there like that. Spin it down. It's watertight. The original ones weren't watertight. It's just this overall dimension is, it's just this overall shape and profile, should I say. This profile is what I'm looking for. My own battery pack here with 12 volts, covered in dust. I have to apologize. The battery pack I was using died. So I went out to the shed, got my blue brick. This is my power supply that I use in the shed to test out motorized stunts and all sorts of electronic stuff I use. I'll try it now. See, it's really balanced well. So that just passed the drivetrain balance test. So that is the Death Saber. Show everyone it. It's pretty damn heavy too, with the drive shaft, the high velocity joint, the motor, switch and wires. I just wanted to make this video to show the new upgrades we have for the Death Saber and show the client that it's in working order and ready to be shipped to him. Got some damage underneath too. But that's the DS2 Death Saber edition. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, smashing that like button, and clicking that notification bell. I'll be doing a lightsaber giveaway rather shortly, and you don't want to miss the video with the instructions on how to enter that giveaway. I want to thank you all for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video. This is Halliwax. Out.